everybody, it's Topwater Johnny, and in this bass fishing video, I'll be reviewing the Lunkerhunt Battle Beetle. Let's go. Whoa, there we go. Yeah! Woo, holy cow, folks. Topwater Johnny here, man. This is what we came here for. Look at that. Get back here. Look at that right there. That's the kind of beast that we came here for. There we go. Woo! And that one hooked. Hey everybody, it's Topwater Johnny, and we're out at the lake, and we're going to be doing our review of the Lunkerhunt Battle Beetle here. We're going to put this out on the water, do some testing on it, and then I'll just give you my thoughts on it and what it can do. All right. Okay, everybody, here it is, my Lunkerhunt Battle Beetle. I went with the black one instead of this one, so hopefully it casts just a silhouette on top of the water and cause a bass to key on it and strike it. I've got it on my bait caster, and I've got it on 30-pound braid, so I'm going to fish it that way. You could fish this with fluorocarbon, but I'm going to fish it on braid, and it does sink about 1 foot to 2 feet if you really press on it. So let's go ahead and get started now. All right, first thing about it is a little bit heavy, but definitely it will cast a mile. I can already tell. Throw it out. It does sit on top. When you first cast it out, it sits on top and you can see it. And then as you reel it in, it's more of a steady retrieve. Not a hard retrieve, but a steady retrieve. And I can see that the tails are spinning in the back and moving. So what we're going to do, I'm going to bring it in here to the shallows so you can see it, and here we go. Try to do that again here. Let's see here, come on. And it has a rattling noise to it. So we're going to do this again here. Hopefully you can see that. You can see that right there. It just has a rattling, thumping noise. That's what it actually does. It rattles and it thumps. It has a clicking noise as it goes along. So it's a rattling, a clicking noise. Let me do it again here. Rattle and clicking noise. So we will cast out again on it here. Okay, throw it out of here again. And as you reel it, if you keep it up, it stays on top like a wake bait. But if I drop the nose of my reel down, then it drops down to that 1 or 2 foot and begins to clank through and wiggle that way as well. So do it one more time here. Keep it up. Keep the nose up on it. Oh my gosh, I think we got one on it. On the Battle Beetle? The Battle Beetle has gotten him one. Oh my gosh. Look at that. Oh wow. On test day, the Battle Beetle has gotten himself one. All right. That was a surprise, folks. That was a surprise. And look where I got him. Got him with one of the treble hooks in the back. So that's great. All right. All right, everybody. Battle Beetle. That's a little bass, but that little bass wanted that Battle Beetle. So it proved the theory on that one right there. All right, no complaints. Okay, that little scrapper. That's a little scrapping bass. Thank you for participating on our test today. All right. Well, everybody, that caught us off guard. The Battle Beetle got one, and I was just testing. So what did we learn? One, when you cast it along the edge of the weed bed here, and you keep the rod up, it stays at a high wake bait style motion and just kind of waves along, clicks along. But then when you drop the nose down, it'll dive down 1 or 2 feet, probably like a foot or so it'll dive down. And it has that clacking noise, and it has those feather tail trebles on the back, which is 2. And so that looks like that's what's going on here. So I'm gonna keep casting it, throwing it out, and keep the rod tip up, and we'll see what happens here. If we don't get any more, hey, we already proven that it works. So let's go. What I want to do here is I want to show you guys this lure again, and then you can see it sitting there, and that's basically what it does. Let's see here. I'm gonna reel it a little bit faster. Okay. You see here, a little bit faster here. It has a thumping noise that it does on the bottom when you are reeling it in. You can hear it on that one right there. One more time here. So it has a slight thumping noise when you are actually reeling it in. When it's on top, it's just a typical wake bait with a knock, but you have that thumping noise when it's on the bottom. So one more time here. And it has a slight thumping noise there. So that's what I wanted to do, was give you guys another look, closer look at the Battle Beetle here by Lunkerhunt. So what we're going to do now is go back to the office, and I'll give you my final thoughts on it. All right. Okay, everybody, here is our closer look at the Lunkerhunt Battle Beetle here. As you can see here, the actual length is 2.5 inches. Its actual weight is a half an ounce, and it can go down about a foot and a half in the water column here. This is a jointed bait. Got some rattles in it in here. As you can see, it's kind of got the insect on the bottom of it kind of lay out there. It's got the bill on it, which means it can wake bait, and it can also dive just a little bit, as I already mentioned. When you look at this lure here in itself, you can see that it has 2 treble hooks in the back of it. Doesn't have any treble hooks in the front of it, but they're in the back of it. So this lure is designed to be ran across the top water and wiggle and kind of make a rattling noise side to side. It's excellent for the short strike. So in other words, when the bass come up and take a swipe at it, you've got double treble hooks in the back to improve your possible hookup ratio on a short strike. This lure in itself, to me, can be fished in open water and along weed beds, but not quite in the weed beds because of the treble hooks. So there you have it, everybody. Your closer look at the Lunkerhunt Battle Beetle. All right. Hey everybody, it's Topwater Channel here, and I hope you enjoyed this video. In this video, we went out on the water. We did some testing on the Lunkerhunt Battle Beetle. Also, which was a surprise, is that a little bass came up and struck it, and we caught him. And even though it wasn't a big bass, it was definitely a lesson about the Lunkerhunt Battle Beetle and how you should probably be fishing it. So I wanted to show you guys that footage. That I took it back out, did a little bit more testing on it, just so you guys could see it and hear it and make your own mind up about this particular lure here. And then finally, you just saw a close-up review of the Lunkerhunt Battle Beetle. So kind of the last things that I want to share with you on it is that this actual lure right here, the price on this lure is $9.49 as of this recording through Tackle Warehouse. So through Tackle Warehouse is where you can get this particular one. It comes in a bunch of different little unique colors. I got this one, as I said before, because I wanted to cast a silhouette on the top. Also, this one works to me better on darker water as well. You know, if it was much clearer water, then they could key on it a little bit more, but then they might not be attracted to it. So darker water, and then it becomes more about the silhouette and the sound, and that causes them to strike it a little bit more often. If you were going to fish this lure, I would say along the water's edges, and if it's darker water in a pond or a lake along darker water, then you have a better shot because it does have rattles, it does have a sound chamber, it rocks side to side, and with a steady retrieve, whether on a spinning tackle or a bait caster, you should be fine. Now, as I said before, I'm throwing it on a bait caster, 30-pound braid, because I am running along the weed lines and I could get tangled up, or a bass could take me in some hard structure and I got to get them out of it. So those are kind of the things that when I thought about this lure and if it made sense now. When you think about buying these kind of topwater lures right here, this could be thought of as a gimmick almost. But structurally and functionally, it could be a very effective lure for a person in a certain situation. In other words, maybe a popper's not working. Maybe a whopper plopper isn't getting them to respond. This right here to me would be more of one of these in-between type of lures that does make enough noise like a whopper plopper, can be popped along and jerked along like a popper as well. And it's just an in-between type of lure here. It wouldn't be the first lure that I would run out and buy, but it would be a lure that I would eventually add to my collection if I was a fisherman doing topwater, because it's just one of those unique situation in between lures. And also, if you see the bass keying on insects and big bugs, dragonflies and bigger insects on the water, then this also would become a more effective lure to use. So I wouldn't say I'm going to give it a buy or a no. I would give it a try for those that are interested. To give it a try, that's what I would recommend this lure be, a try, not a buy, but meaning buy right now, but something you should try in the future if you think you like that in-between type of lure and have that topwater experience. I'm going to keep fishing with it. I'm going to keep using it. With any luck, I'll get some real cool footage of me catching bass on it eventually, and I'll post that as well. Also, now speaking of insects, the bugs are out down here in Florida for sure, and I'm sure eventually you're going to be either in your spawn or pre-spawn. Those bass will want to feed up. Well, I took out my gizmo again. It's all beaten up now. All the little feathers are, all the little legs are gone because bass have been tearing it up. But I brought back out the gizmo. And next week's video on Monday, I'll be featuring the gizmo right here. And I really had a great time fishing that lure again because it's that insect season and the bass are keying on them. And I just think that now's that time to really go use insect type lures. So that's why even the battle beetle does make sense, because we're dealing in that time period here. So once again, I just wanted to give you guys my thoughts about this lure and my feelings about it. So what are your thoughts? What are your feelings about it based on what you saw in the video? Have you bought one? What are you thinking about it? So please share that below in the comment section. Also, please like, subscribe to the channel because that always helps out a lot. And I do really appreciate each and every one of you guys. So with that in mind, I want you to remember that phrase. Keep your line tight, because when they hit those topwater lures, and even the Lunkerhunt battle beetle, it's going to be a big bite. I'll see you in the next video.